Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So my name is youuuuuu and today we'll be discussing 5 reasons why I decided to start YouTube and maybe give you some ideas why you might want to start YouTube as well. So number 1 is becoming a creative and just a passive consumer. Over time, over many years, I've been consuming a lot of content, whether it's podcasts, books, YouTube videos, courses, social media, etc. Go beyond that and start creating. I also want to become a better speaker, which I feel like this will be a very cool format to do it in. Number 2, meeting like-minded people and creating a community. When you only have access to people you meet through kind of face-to-face interactions without use of internet, it's very similar to living in a village. You are limited by your geographical location to meeting people, to finding jobs, etc. And the whole pool of opportunity is very small. But for putting yourself online and sharing your work on the internet, you're able to meet like-minded people who are interested in the exact same things as you are. Obviously, you're exposed to a much larger group of people than you would be if you were in a village. Internet and putting your work online actually acts as an almost interconnected city in a way. And putting yourself online kind of doesn't necessarily mean making YouTube videos. It could be podcasts, even just writing a blog or doing like any sorts of things what leverages your time and the work you do. Also, there's only so much my friends want to listen to me talking about these random really nerdy books, woo-woo books, spirituality, crypto, veganism, sprouts, etc., ice baths. And so like this, instead of me talking to them, I guess I'll talk to people online, and in turn I'll be able to connect with you guys because they were watching this on, I guess, similar topics, and eventually we become friends, you know? Okay, and number 3, document the journey. In 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years time, I kind of want to look back and see the progress I was making, like the kind of person I was, what kind of stuff I was doing, because this is really interesting. This is one of the major regrets I have from earlier in life. I didn't document enough of my journey. Like, I was such a different person 5, 6 years ago, and it would have been quite cool just to have some sort of visual representation of some sort of, I guess, notes or diary, etc., of the way my brain worked, the way I was thinking, etc. And then now with starting YouTube, I'll be able to have some sort of like visual diary of the things I'm doing, the way I think, etc. And then maybe look back these moments and then be like, oh yeah, I did that, or something along those lines. A lot of these changes kind of happen subconsciously, so you don't even realize that you've changed so much. It's not only until you actually look back at the progress you've made that you actually see the amount you've done. For example, I can compare this to seeing progress in the gym. So you don't really see the amount of progress you make from day to day, but if you zoom out from months, probably 3-4 months, years, etc., there's such a big difference, especially if you've been doing this thing consistently. And through documenting this, you can actually see the amount of progress you've been making. Also, my views on a lot of things are just completely bizarre. Well, not really bizarre, but just completely different. Things like veganism, I guess, thinking that money is really bad, which is just crazy to think about, to working out, to eating healthy, my view on life, my view on education, and kind of like random stuff like that, which now has changed so much. And I know that in the future it's going to change even more. So being able to kind of document that and seeing the journey, I think will be really interesting. Number 4, fear. Starting YouTube is something I always thought about, but I just never did. When you observe what was really happening, I was just afraid. This is something I really want to make a whole another YouTube video about, so I'm not going to go too in depth about it, but more to do with being perfectionist, spotlight effect, imposter syndrome, and kind of like general stuff like that. I had so many excuses through I was too busy, I didn't know how to speak to camera, basically all these kind of BS excuses, which then you kind of step back and observe it, all of it just comes down to fear. It's funny thinking about it. It got so bad that at one point, me even speaking about starting a YouTube channel to someone, which resolved my hands shaking, which is just bizarre, which is a bit crazy just to think about. And yeah, the amount of self-development content I was consuming was very hypocritical for me, to be like, oh yeah, you guys should do this and this and this, and then me being afraid of doing this thing of just as simple as speaking to a camera and posting it online. I was just incredibly hypocritical, is what I'm trying to say. So I wanted to embody more of a growth mindset instead of kind of a fixed mindset, which, to be honest, after making the first video, like all these kind of random thoughts just disappear. and you kind of realize that no one really gives a fuck about this. No one really cares. You can kind of get off your high horse and just realize then, yeah, you're less informed than you really think you are. Yeah, I have no idea why I was so afraid. It's just, I guess it's not really silly to think about it, but I think the biggest problem was leading up to the first video, because after you press publish on the video, like all these thoughts of fear and etc. will just dissipate, and you're left with a feeling that, oh, no one really cares, which is fantastic. Okay, and then to stay accountable with making videos, I invested in this course called Part-Time YouTuber Academy by Ali Abdul, which, to be honest, is incredible. I'm going to do a review of the things I learned through it. Now I have the focus of just making every video just 1% better and better and better, and just continue doing it. And through, I guess, consistent pursuit of this, I would get better speaking to a camera and then kind of doing all these things, which will be great. One of the things here is I don't want to have thoughts of me sitting down and be like, oh, I wished I would have started this a year ago, which, to be honest, is just incredibly toxic, at least for me. I don't want to have these thoughts of thinking that, yeah, I really should have done this a year ago, so what's the point of doing it now, which is just no go. With this, I kind of sit down and reflect on, I guess, exactly why I'm thinking this, and if it's something I actually want to pursue, then yeah, whatever, I'm gonna get time on my calendar, batch it out, sit down and then start doing this thing. And if it's something I don't want to do, I just kind of like completely stop thinking about it and just focus on something productive, because having these kind of thoughts is just not great. Last but not least, an income stream. So it'd be silly for me to talk about this without addressing this. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to make money anytime soon, but in 2 to 5 years time, when I kind of get more of a hang of exactly what I'm doing with this, I want to be able to monetize this and provide some sort of value through a course, maybe writing a book, which would be really cool. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, press like, comment, let me know if I'm getting better or if I'm not. And if you want to see a video about me applying for Ali Abdul's job, I'll link it somewhere around here. Okay guys, thank you, peace.